Good morning, everybody. Thanks for calling in. With everything changing the way it is, and I know even at my own place of business, there are naturally some concerns about the safety of our employees and our customers. So I thought what we'd like to do today, Lori, if you don't mind, just share with us some of your concerns and perhaps some things that you'd like to suggest in terms of operating the store that you would like for the board to think about and possibly approve some changes for.
Well, everybody, I hope got my email. Everything as far as disinfecting, we do and have always done, and we're being really diligent about that. At this time, other than maybe reducing the hours of operation, I'm not sure if there's much else we can do, possibly limit the number of customers that come in at one time.
Okay.
How is your business?
Our stock is, I'm sorry, go ahead.
How's your business been?
It's booming. It's kind of crazy.
I figured.
It's we probably add some of the stuff up real quick. We're pretty much low on stock. We have a shipment. As long as it's not delayed, it'll be here tomorrow. But that is a 3-week shipment. We will not have another shipment for 3 weeks. So we will definitely, and I ordered the max I could fit in this warehouse. We are definitely going to run out before that. I mean, not out of everything, but the in-demand products.
Yeah.
Yeah, in just 2 weeks, we've already done over $105,000, which is around a month's worth of sales.
Okay. Why do you feel like maybe closing the store early would be to our advantage if we're doing that kind of business?
I was going to Wake County suggestions. Wake County is doing 11 to 7. I'm not saying we do 11 to 7. I was thinking 10 to 7.
Okay.
Them closing at 7 is going to bring all their customers over here. We already had our credit card system go down Saturday, but apparently that was a whole Dowcom. Any store using Dowcom went down. I think it was, I don't know if it was just so much demand or what. They never really gave us an answer, so I'm not sure what that problem was, but more so we don't have a whole lot of people trying to rush the store when they realize 7 o'clock Wake County's closed. I've talked to Franklinton, but they're waiting to see what we do, and Lewisburg has still not returned my phone calls about what they were going to do, because they called here wanting to know if we were going to close, because they were wanting to close because their town hall shut the door to the public. But as far as I know, they're still operating.
I went over Friday and spoke with the manager at the Wake Forest store there at the Sam's, and he was telling me that they have started closing at 7 p.m. They have not restricted the number of people in the store at one time. I can tell you when I was there, that parking lot was slammed full. He was telling me that they were doing about $600,000 every week. So
I wouldn't close my doors.
I asked him about whether the ABC Commission was going to do anything about closing the stores, and he says there's been some discussion around it, but he's not heard anything more. They said that the Mecklenburg County stores are not allowing people inside the building, so when I got back to work, I went on the Mecklenburg County ABC website. I didn't see anything stating that, and naturally I didn't call anybody, but that's certainly an alternative that we could look at doing if we felt like it was better for our people.
I think Mecklenburg's got the highest count of cases right now, that's probably why they went to the.
Yeah, the only one I know of that is closing their doors to the public, but is still operating, but not letting anyone in, is Chatham County. So, but that's the only updates I've gotten. So, I would like I would like to post a sign that if anyone is sick or is aware they're sick, to please not enter the store. I mean, they probably will anyway, but.
That's not a bad idea.
So you could just ask them to knock on the door and somebody will help them.
Are you guys cleaning the doors, the metal handles on the doors?
Yes, we've always done that, but we're doing it like even more,
Good, okay, that's good.
you know, constantly.
Sure.
And I have been, you know, like sent an email that, you know, I always want them to wash their hands anyway before all this came about in between customers, and they've been, you know, doing that, you know, as usual. So.
Hey, Lori, how's your supplies? How are your supplies holding out?
Oh, we're low. We're out of everything popular. We still have, we still have plenty of each category, but it's just, you know, this mostly the popular stuff's the first thing to go.
No, I'm talking about your cleaning stuff, your cleaning supplies.
Oh, I'm sorry. Currently we're good. We got like 6 bottles of bleach, and we have another employee found some Lysol and brought that in. We have plenty of soap, toilet paper,
Good.
paper towels. I mean, we're good on supplies.
Todd, do you have anything?
Lori, what do you
Go ahead, Jack.
what do you think about not letting people in? Like, what do you think about them coming to the door and you getting the product and giving it to them?
We have discussed that. If it's really going to depend on the number of employees we have at the store and who wants to man the door, you know.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Can you get to people on a timely basis where they would not just walk away on you?
I don't think anybody would walk away, especially if we have a sign on the door. But I mean, like I said, that would be if I don't know if things got more serious. We've just been rolling with it right now. So.
Hey, Todd, what's your thoughts on that? Do you think it'd be better just to have an employee stand at the door and limit the number of people that enter at one time, or actually take the orders from the door like the restaurants?
I mean, I think you do want to be, you know, we should be motivating people and encouraging people to keep the social distancing. I mean, with how tight that store is, I mean, I would think you don't want more than 2 people in an aisle. You know, I would say like six shoppers in that store would probably be about as many as you'd probably want in there when you consider the staff, and that might even be stretching it. I mean, I don't think it's a bad idea to, you know, put on there on the front door. You know, the advantage you have is that they have to get it from you or another ABC store. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
if we did something like that at Sheetz, you know, we risk, you know, well, Speedway's not doing it, they're not doing it, you know. I think when you see, so I would think that out of the safety of the employees with how tight of a space that is, it probably would be beneficial to us. I don't think it would hurt sales more. We're seeing the same thing, you know, our sales are up, our food sales are down a little bit, but convenience items and gas are up. So when you look at that, it's telling you people aren't really following the, you know, stay-at-home suggestions.
Oh no.
Certain health suggestions. I would assume that soon they will go from suggestions to something else if it doesn't stop. I think when you see the hour limitations at some of these bigger retailers, I think the idea of that is stocking and cleaning. You know, I think if we can't keep the store stocked and we can't keep it cleaned in the hours that we're operating, then that's something we should look at. But really, there's really no other reason you would want to cut hours right now other than if we can't get the stocking and cleaning. So that really should be what drives that decision. Another thing we want to be cautious of is if we have any employees with either underlying health issues, and the CDC has, you know, 4 or 5 of those listed, from asthma to respiratory issues to those kind of things. and any employees over the age of 60. I mean, we probably, I don't know if now's the place, we probably as a board need to talk about, you know, what we want to do for them. I know the CDC, we as well have really encouraged those employees to stay out of work. Everyone's doing different things, whether that's paid, unpaid. You know, those are some big decisions I think we have to look at and decide here. How, do you have any ideas on the condition of your staff on how we are with that, Lori?
I have one employee over 60. I myself am in the high risk group. I have one other that I know of that is possibly in that high risk group.
Yeah, I think with knowing that, knowing how few employees we have, I think we probably want to try to figure out what we can do to, you know, whether that is not allowing customers in the store. I mean, the thing you can look at there is, you know, propping one of your doors open. I don't know exactly how they do, and basically setting up a table there, and maybe trying to turn the counter where you can get to the register from that side, but almost operate as a walk-up door out of one of your doors. I don't know which one would work best for that, but knowing how few people you have at staff and what those issues are, I mean, I would do our best to try to keep people out of there. I mean, it just could get very bad, you know, especially when you're seeing this increased traffic.
Yeah. I have two other employees that do work at another ABC store too, so
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna do whatever you guys suggest. I really the only people that can close us down would be if the governor specifically said ABC stores and of course the ABC Commission and you guys. So
Yeah,
But
another thing
everything
that
I've read, I think that the ABC stores will be considered like critical. Like I think that'll be like one of the, it'd be similar to grocery stores. So
yeah,
I have doubts
Pennsylvania,
that they'll
they're
close down.
Pennsylvania has tried. There is a worry that how many functioning alcoholics are in the community and what that looks like when you turn off alcohol. I mean, it's just a theory. When you turn off alcohol to a functioning alcoholic, I mean, now you're talking about hospital beds getting taken up and things like that. So
yes.
I don't think there will, to echo Jackie's point, I don't think there will be a government mandated shutdown of you. I don't know that, but they try in PA.
I'll pass along information.
Yeah, so I think if we want to, I think we've probably got to look at, I don't know how we want to handle this, looking at the staff, who's exposed, what their issues are, and what we can do to help them. I did notice you mentioned in your communication to Rick that we, have gloves for employees. I would just make sure that they understand that the CDC actually does not recommend against wearing gloves. The virus can't spread from just getting on your hand unless you have an open sore or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And what we see with employees that wear gloves, they feel this false sense of hope, and then they're not washing their hands as much. So I would just say, hey, we don't recommend it. You still need to change out your gloves just as much as you'd wash your hands. When you do change gloves, you should wash your hands. So if it gives them a sense of safety, that's okay, but we want to make sure that they understand, like, hey, that's probably a false sense of safety that you have from those gloves.
Yeah, and we've discovered only one employee seems to wear them, but just as you said, she wears them, but then she, touches her phone and everything else, and she doesn't, change the gloves as often, like, you would need to if you're washing your hands or so. And a lot of employees don't like wearing them because they do make your hands sweat so bad, and it does make the touch screen, sometimes the touch screen will not work right, and our system is strictly touch screen, so.
Yeah, now you really want to be observant of your employees and making sure that they're washing their hands, not touching their face, all of those things. You really want to be comfortable calling them out and just say, hey, I need you to go wash your hands. And they're, for the next weeks, months, they just need to really get comfortable with you guys observing them and let them see, that.
Yeah, they're calling each other out, so.
Good. Other than that, it sounds like you're doing, a lot of what the CDC recommends. You know, we've taken a whole lot more steps just because of, you know, food safety and self-serve areas and things like that. With knowing your business, I mean, fortunately, most of the stuff that people are touching that's staying in your shop, they're leaving with them. I would be trying to observe customers in there if they are picking up bottles and looking at it and putting them back down. You know, that would become a touch point we would want to try to wipe down. Things like that, but.
We also offer, you know, we give them the option of bagging their own too, but nobody's yet taken advantage of that, so.
Gotcha, good. And then the only other thing that I would mention today, and it's not anything, hopefully not anything immediate, but as a board, I think we do need to have a plan for if we do have an employee test positive for this at some point, what that communication looks like. I think we probably need to figure out how we want to handle that, what we want to do, and go from there. Lori, I would tell you that if any employee does come to you with issues, whether fever-related symptoms, anything like that, you know, from a legal standpoint, you wouldn't want to tell other employees in the store right away, hey, so-and-so thinks they might have it or they're getting tested for it. You know, they could probably figure out by who's not there, but you do want to keep that confidentiality, not to report things to you. You know, not letting that come from you. Now, if you have an employee that tells everybody, hey, I'm getting tested for it, then you're in the clear as far as their confidentiality with that. But it shouldn't be coming from you or your assistant manager of, hey, we think this person might have it, or they're getting tested, or any medical related issues there.
Yeah, I'm not going to say who it is or what store it is, but one of the current cases in Franklin County is a store, public, it's open to the public, and it's affected their business. I'm not, you know, not going to share that information, but that's, you know, that's something I think about. So
what we're doing at work is we're telling our employees, if you know, don't feel well, don't come to work. If they do have a test, we ask for them to stay at home until the test results are in. And if it is positive, we're requiring them to stay out at least 14 days as recommended. We have PTO. I know we don't have it at this store, but certainly if I'd want to encourage you to tell people that if they don't feel well, they need to stay at home and go to the doctor.
Oh yeah, we are doing that. Yes.
I have a question for you. Do you feel like that if we do the door service, that you guys could handle your customers on a timely basis, and it would be something that would be, you know, easily moved? You know, that's something you could do without too much trouble.
Doing the door thing is really a kind of a last resort. The way we're set up currently, I mean, it would, I know Todd suggested moving the counter and all, which would be a great idea, but with the way we are set up, it's, we can't really move anything as far as where the plug is and everything.
Yeah, I didn't mean necessarily move the counter, more so put a table in front of the door so employees, you know, customers couldn't walk in, and then you have that table, you know, I'm thinking like a 4-4
okay, I got you.
Table. Serve them from that, but then be able, you know, set that up on whichever side of the door you can easily get behind the register to and go and process their transaction. But I agree that should be, you know, worst case scenario if this gets worse, and you know, the employee morale how is the employee morale right now? Are they worried? Are they? You know,
yeah, they're worried. I mean, they're worried. But I mean, it's, I guess probably no more than I mean, I guess everybody has their concerns. I would like to go ahead and, you know, hopefully you guys will agree to post a sign if it helps, if it don't help, about anyone that's sick to please not enter the store. I mean, just something to make, you know, try to everybody feel better. But I mean, they're showing up for work and everything else, so as far as I know,
I have 10 stores that I oversee, and 9 of the 10 are doing very, very well. The one that is very high stress, the manager is also very high stressed as well. So
Mhm.
it really comes down to, you being able to comfort them. I mean, I would have conversations with each of them about here's what we're doing, here's why, and I'm sure you probably already have from the sound of it. But
Yeah, we've done that, and, oh, go ahead, I'm
if
sorry.
there's anybody really not comfortable working, I mean, you probably want to see, hey, can we have somebody else pick up their hours? Or I would just give them that option to take some unpaid time off if they're, really uncomfortable, and because you also don't want the employee or customer perception to be, well, there's something wrong here, or
No.
I mean, it's very strange times, but,
Yeah.
it's a really important time for you to make sure you're talking to your team and making sure they're comfortable and communicating what we're doing, why we're doing it, and those kind of things, and really being open for suggestions. I mean, if they see something that they feel like, hey, maybe we could do this differently, or maybe we shouldn't let people over here, or something like that, absolutely try to listen to them and try to make a decision off of that.
And I've tried not to really downplay it, but I did tell them, so we're taking the same precautions we would if, because the regular flu's around too, the common cold. I mean, we're being diligent, but, there's no reason, I don't think to get panicky about it, but.
I don't think the sign's a bad idea, and maybe even put on there, we would be happy to serve you at the door, but please don't come in. I mean, if you wanna do that, or just say, or just leave it as, don't come in if you don't feel well, for the safety of others.
Yeah, I'd rather just put, we're still gonna be handling their money and everything else, so it's
That's
still,
true.
we do have, I hate to say it, but this has always been, though, it had just been during the pandemic. I mean, people literally come in there and just cough standing right in front of us, and it's.
But we all forget how dirty money is anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, if somebody literally comes in the door and they're, like, coughing and everything else, I would like to be able to kindly ask them to, would you please mind stepping outside? We'll be glad to bring it to your car. Or, I don't want them spreading the stuff to other customers and ourselves.
Lori,
But, some people could be sick and not show any symptoms, and so you just don't know.
Well,
We
also,
just
the
being
pollen's
cautious as we always have.
The pollen's a big factor right now too, so you don't know, if there's
Yes.
pollen from that, so it's kind of, a difficult spot too.
Okay, are we at a point now where we want to try to summarize sort of what our thoughts are and how we ought to try to operate? So I think number one, safety of our employees is the most important. If someone comes in and they say they're sick, I think I would ask them to go home, Laura.
Oh, yeah.
If someone is uncomfortable in working, I think likewise we ought to try to accommodate that when we can. We do want to have enough people on staff. And I don't know if we could schedule some people at off times where, it's not going to be as busy. I don't know, but I would hope that you'd try to be flexible in working with them on that. As far as the hours go, it wouldn't be hard for me to say, we're closing at 7 o'clock because we generally try to follow what Wake Forest does, or Wake County does.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's probably needs to be something that we all agree to.
Yeah.
People are still going to come and get the liquor.
Oh, yeah.
You're just going to probably have more people in the store if you shorten the hours rather than spreading them out. And then third, as far as the signage goes, I think you ought to put a sign on the door requesting people if they are sick or been exposed to anyone, please don't come to the store. Come inside the store. And we reserve the right to limit the number of people inside the store at one time.
Yes. Okay.
And we're not going to be changing hours at this time, is that right?
Well, I think, what do you feel about that, Todd?
I feel like kind of what you said, Rick. If you limit the hours, you're going to create rushes to get there. And when you read anything of any of these shops limiting hours, the two main public reasons they're saying it's to stock and clean. The other reason that I can tell you they're coming up with is they can't their staffing's limited. Most
Okay.
big retailers are offering, unpaid leave to anybody uncomfortable working, paid leave to anybody with, or unpaid leave to anybody with underlying health issues or the people that are at high risk. So, a lot of retailers and businesses are encouraging people to stay out of work if they're not comfortable right now, whether that's paid or unpaid. So, I mean, I think if we don't have any staffing issues, we're not having issues keeping the store clean,
Right.
and we're able to keep it stocked the way we typically do. I don't know that there would be a good reason to do it. And if I'm missing something that, Lori, you feel strongly about, this is why I want to do it, by all means, speak up. But I just don't know that there's, out of those
no.
reasons, anything that justifies that.
No, I agree. I was just, like I said, I was sharing, Wake County's information. I'm fine with it.
I think we should leave the store hours as they are unless there's really a strong reason that you're short on staff or the situation, our health situation overall gets worse, but I think that we should leave our store hours alone. Because we've already changed them once, confused customers, and if we change them again, we're gonna create more confusion. I think we should leave them alone. As long as you're able to operate right now with the hours we have, I would leave them alone.
All right, so Laurie, if you don't mind, if situation does change and you run into some problems, please reach out to Phil
Right.
and me, and then Phil,
Oh, yeah.
Phil can communicate with some of the other board members so we don't constitute a board meeting.
Okay.
I talked with Police Chief Greg Whitley, and he's instructed his officers to be more visible driving through your parking lot. I asked him every time they drive through 5 Points, let them drive through the parking lot. So look out for that and see that that's happening. And he's also going to come by at closing time or anytime they see a high volume of people there at the store.
Okay, yeah, I had a discussion with him before, but yeah, I will be looking for that.
Okay.
And just
Thank you.
keep up your diligence with cleaning things and, like I said, things that people touch. If they pick up a bottle and put it down, ask your associates to be out behind the counter and wiping things off on a consistent basis.
And if anybody
Yeah,
finds any Lysol or anything, buy some and drop it off at the store.
Okay, yeah, we can do that.
Oh, if you need wet wipes, by the way, we have probably 20,000, literally 20,000 wet wipes at the town hall building. I don't know if you're aware of that, but it was like a couple years ago. The sheriff's office got like a huge donation of them, and we've literally got crates that's like 10 feet high. So those things kill germs.
Okay, I wasn't aware of that. But
Yeah,
we have some right now, but yeah, that would be great.
Yeah,
Thank
the
you.
ones that come in the little cylindrical shaped plastic container, and you can pull them out. I mean, we've literally got an unlimited supply of those. So feel free to come by and bring a couple cases to the ABC store.
Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, stay safe, everybody. Thank you for calling in.